everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Urvashi Singla. I am a professional trainer. I provide trainings in front-end development technologies, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, ESX, React.js and Redux. Besides that, I help students with the interview preparation and mentoring and guiding as well. So I'm getting a lot of requests regarding front-end development technologies videos when I'll be posting them. Firstly, I just want to thank all of you for showing so much love and interest in the videos. I'm getting a lot of messages in Instagram that when I will be creating the series for all the front-end development technologies. Considering that I'm starting with the HTML series, and definitely whenever we start learning any new language, we never focus on history of that language or why that language is introduced. So in today's video, we are going to see what is HTML and why HTML was introduced. That is the history of HTML. So let's get to the video. We will start with HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Since our childhood, it is known that our systems cannot understand the language English, and definitely whatever the code that we write is in the form of English language only. So we need something that our browsers can understand. So that is the reason HTML was introduced. It is used to define the structure of our web pages, or we can call website. Basically, the collection of web pages is called website. So when I say structuring means what part to be displayed at what position in a website. For example, we have seen headers, footers. In footers, generally we have social media links. In headers, we have navigation links. For example, generally you will see header at the top, footer at the bottom, and in between you will see the section of the websites. And in the center you will see the rest of the section of the website. So header generally have the navigation link, search bar, login, logout buttons, logo, and the footer generally have the social media links, contact us, about us, quick links basically to these pages. So this is how HTML comes in picture. HTML allow you to define the structure. That when I say structuring means it allows you to create the skeleton for a website, that what need to be placed at what position in your UI. So this is how HTML help us. Now, as I said, your browser cannot understand the language English. That is the reason we have this markup language. So HTML is a tag based language. When I say tag based means, here is one example. So there are multiple tags that we have. For example, H1 tag. So this is what we call heading tag, where you have the heading tag. This is called opening tag, and this is what we call the closing tag. In that comes all the content that we want to display on the UI, that is in the web browser. For example, I want to add some title course in the UI. So definitely I will add this in the form of heading. So this H1 is basically, as I said, is a tag based language. Whatever we are going to write is going to be in the form of tag, and this hypertext markup language will mark this H1 in the UI that display this content in the fashion, in the manner heading 1 works. So that is the reason we call it markup. That means we are marking this in UI in the browser that display this very content in the fashion that heading 1 works. So this is the reason, this is how it actually reads because of this tag based language, that what it needs to run, and every tag has a different meaning. And as I said, there are multiple tags, so every tag has a different meaning. So even just for the heading, we have 6 tags starting from H1, then H2, H3, H4 and H5 and H6. These tags that we have for the heading, and definitely every heading has a different meaning. So this is what HTML is. So this is how HTML comes in picture when it's come to front-end development. This is like the very first baby step when it's come to development of a website, that is HTML. And definitely when we start learning any new language, the very first thing that we should be considering is the history of any language. That is the history of HTML. Today we are going to see, because whenever you start learning any new language, you should know why you are learning this and why that language was introduced. So it was introduced by Sir Tim Berners-Lee in the year 1991. So he is the person who created the very first web page. I'll show you guys the web page in the next slide. So around in the year 1991, he came up with this idea of HTML, and www also introduced nearby these years only. So this is how the very first web page used to look, this World Wide Web. So from here you can understand, you can actually see how much front-end development has evolved. And from here you can see almost 30 years back front-end development actually introduced. So basically here you can see this is how the very first page used to look And so this is how the very first web page used to look. From here you can evaluate how much front-end development has evolved, and it is just around 31 years older from now. Now let me pull up any website. So here I have this Amazon. So from here you can see this is what I was talking about when I say structuring, that this is the header where you have all the navigation and the search bar. In the bottom you have the footer. So this is what HTML is defining, that what data, what part of the, so this is what HTML is defining, that what content will come at what place in your UI. So this is the sections. There are multiple sections over here, and I'm already logged in. So I have this over here, country and all. So from here you can see how much front-end development has evolved through the years. Now let me go back to the very first page. So from here you can see how much front-end development has evolved through the years. Initially this is how your web page used to look, and now you can see websites like Facebook, Amazon, YouTube, how much it has progressed. So this is about the overview of what is HTML, history of HTML, and how HTML plays an important role in front-end development, or I would say in website development. And so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask that in the comment section below, and I will definitely try to answer all the questions related to this HTML. And since I'm a professional trainer, I provide trainings in other languages as well. And if you have any doubt related to any other language in front-end development, feel free to comment that as well below. Feel free to comment down below and I'll answer your questions. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my channel.